Welcome back to the 2 Minute Warning. Today I'm taking a look at the Baltimore Ravens and going over whether or not I think they should trade for pass rusher Chandler Jones from the Arizona Cardinals. But before we get into the topic, question for those of you who want to hear your GM skills. Comment down below what your trade package for Chandler Jones would be. Would it be a first round pick, a second round pick, and a fifth, a second and a third, just a third, whatever it is. Comment down below and you'll kind of hear my answer throughout. Getting straight into it though, if you did not hear, all-pro pass rusher for the Arizona Cardinals, Chandler Jones, probably a future Hall of Famer, has requested a trade. He's unhappy with his contract and his future with the Cardinals, and the Ravens just so happen to be in the market for an extra edge rusher. Looking at the Ravens as a whole, I think the offense is pretty set. I like the offensive line now that it's going to be healthy again. You have Ronnie Stanley, Kevin Zeitler, hopefully someone between Juwan James and Alejandro Villanueva turns out to be a pretty healthy and sturdy tackle. Backfield's pretty good in the run game. We know Lamar can scramble on the ground. J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, it's a great backfield. Lamar through the air should get better now that he has some extra weapons. Sammy Watkins, Hollywood Brown, Rashod Bateman, Mark Andrews. John Harbaugh's a great coach. The offense is ready. The secondary on defense is ready. I'm a huge fan of Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, Jimmy Smith, Deshaun Elliott, Devon Young. Even in the front seven, I'm a fan of a couple of pieces they have. I like Derek Wolfe from Denver. He's kind of he's not this 20-sack guy, but he's a role player guy that could be really, he could find value. He could provide value to pretty much a lot of rosters. Calais Campbell, Patrick Queen. They brought in Odafe Away the first round. But you lose Yannick Ngakoue, you lose Matt Judon, and you're already a team that's been questioned to struggle at the pass rush. I'm considering a Chandler Jones. Yes, you might think Odafe Away. Still not 100% sure on that pronunciation. Will get the job done, but you're telling me Chandler Jones, a future Hall of Famer, a guy that last time he was healthy, not in 2020, but in 2019, the cat got 19 sacks. That's the type of pass rusher the Ravens could really, really use. And if anything, he'll just be a mentor for Odafe Away. Obviously, theoretically, that would be fine or fun and great in all theories. You even have some Ravens players tweeting out at him. You got, I think, Deshaun Elliott, Lamar Jackson, Marlon Humphrey. They all kind of just give him subtle hints on Twitter, like, oh, you coming to the Ravens, or what's up? Just all subtle hints, like, what you thinking about? I would really like to see him come in and be a mentor, not just for the younger cats and Odafe Away, but just for this team that I don't want to say struggles in the playoffs, but Chandler Jones has a Super Bowl ring. That extra nth of experience could really help out this team later into the postseason. Just that extra bit of knowledge, experience, mentorship, wisdom, whatever you want to call it. Chandler Jones brings a lot of value. Now, of course, you got to get into the nitty gritty of what is he going to cost. Personally, the cat's into his 30s. He's coming off an injured season, and he's only got 1 year left on his contract. So those are three cons that will help your price as far as in what you have to give up for Chandler Jones. But those are also three cons to consider. Do we want a guy that's into his 30s, that's coming off an injury, that's going to be a lot of money? Goes both ways. Personally, if I'm the Ravens, I'm at least making the phone call. I'm not saying they need to make the trade, give up everything they have for him. But, tell the Cardinals, look, he's 30. He's coming off an injured season, and he's going to be $15 million for us. We're not giving up the farm for this guy. You shouldn't be asking for anything more than a first. Even a first is a huge stretch in my opinion. I personally think Chandler Jones sounds right about what a Julio Jones trade is for. Julio Jones went for a second and fourth. I can see that being right for Chandler Jones. He's not a top 5 at his position in the league like Julio Jones is, but he's also a little bit younger. I personally think a second and a fifth, a second and a fourth, a third and a fifth, third and a fourth, whatever you want to call it, around that range. I'm not a GM. I'm not in the front office. I don't know how to crunch the numbers exactly and finding the exact value of a player, but that just sounds about right to me. Day 2 pick and a day 3 pick. Call it done. It's only going to be a 1 year prove-it deal for the most part. Ravens got to see what he's got to commit to him long term. And this gives Chandler Jones an incentive. He's going to a team he can still compete on. He's going to a team he could be the guy, and he's still going to get some money. He's going to get money either way for this season, whether it's with the Cardinals, with the Ravens, with the Detroit Lions, whoever it's with, he's going to get some money this season. But this team is a team that it can allow him to really show he's the guy. He can fight for 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 sacks again and show I'm worth the extra money I want. And if he does that and he shows he's worth the money and the Ravens still don't know if they want to give that much up, it's a good problem to have because clearly the guy's worth the talent and worth the money. if I'm the Ravens, like I said, they could use some pass rush. Pretty much most of the team, I don't want to say is spotless. No team is absolutely perfect, but I like their roster. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the defense up top in the secondary. Jimmy Smith, Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, you know the drill. Patrick Queen, Odafe Oweh, Calais Campbell. But an extra piece to this team, an extra cherry on top to this defense, this front four, this pass rush. Chandler Jones could be the guy that really makes a difference between winning the division and winning not. Winning a division rivalry with the Browns and losing it. Winning a playoff game because you got a strip sack and a fumble against Mahomes in an AFC Championship and not. Now I'm getting real speculative here, but like I said, this is a guy that's won Super Bowls before. He's been to the postseason before. He's gotten close to 20 sacks before. This is a talented guy that the Ravens could use not just for talent, but for mentorship for these younger cats. Even if it doesn't pan out to be a Super Bowl run this year, I think he'll pass down onto the younger guys on this team will really, really help, especially if they get to the postseason and make a run. I think he's really going to help out these guys mentally and just get their talent to that next level. I'm all for it if I'm the Ravens. I think they could use an extra pass rusher, and I think Chandler Jones is a fair value. From what I found, the Ravens have 2/3 and 2/4 for next year's draft. Offer that. Here's both our extra thirds and extra fourths. Is that enough? You know, the Cardinals and Ravens already made a trade last year in the draft, so it's not like they're two teams that despise each other. Again, this is a little different situation, but offer a third and fourth, maybe an extra fourth, maybe a second and a third, whatever the market is around those numbers. I'm not giving up a first-round pick, but if you call the Cardinals, if they say, oh, we're looking for 2 firsts for Chandler, hang up the phone. But if they say, yeah, we're looking for a third and fourth, send him off and bring in Chandler. I think that he could really be the difference maker for this team to hit that next level. I already think they're one of the top powerhouses in the NFL. Chiefs, Bills, Bucks, Rams, Packers. I think the Ravens are up there, but why not improve some more is all my broad opinion. You guys tell me, do you agree or disagree? I want to hear your comments and takes, opinions. There might be something off the top of my head I'm not thinking of. I might just be too caught up in the positive and I'm not being realistic. But like I said, I am open to your comments to possibly sway my mind one way or the other. And for a record question asked in the beginning of the video, kind of already heard my thoughts on what I think he's worth. A day 2 pick and a day 3 pick sounds about right to me, whether that be a second and a fifth. A third and a fourth, I don't know the exact value. A second and a fourth sounds about right to me. Like I said, that's really similar to a Julio Jones trade, and I think it's somewhat of a similar situation, not a carbon copy, but it's enough to make the comparison. Like I said, you guys tell me your opinion though. I'd love to see the Ravens go out there and do it. I think they should. Not saying they need, but they should at least attempt. Make a phone call to the Cardinals front office. Call Cliff Kingsbury. Keep tweeting at Chandler Jones. See what shape he's in. Is he even in physical shape? Is he healthy? Just find out more about the situation, the cost, his health, his status, so on and so forth. But you guys tell me, like I said, as always, and of course, thank you for watching, guys. 2 Minute Warning.